So Underboard is coming out in a few days at $15. This is your standard auto battler price, but Underboard is not your standard auto battle. I was lucky enough to receive a code for the full release version of the game early, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what sets Underboard apart and why it's worth your time and your money. First thing that makes this worth $15 is the trait synergy system. This isn't just match 3 warriors for a bonus like Dota Auto Chess. Every character you draft has randomized traits. Items can grant additional traits, and matching traits across your team stacks multiplicatively. What this means, in practice, is you're drafting a ranger with piercing and lucky traits. Then, you get an infused item that grants piercing. And then you get another character. Now both of them get the bonus. It's Slay the Spire relic combos, but with team positioning and character identities layered on top. Even more than that, there are items to equip each character even further, stressing the need for a cohesive build. But wait, there's more. The spell system in this game is fantastic. Leaning into different playstyles, you have mana as the player and can cast spells during battle, or you can opt to pick passives and/or mana reserve spells that give you constant bonuses, some of which are quite powerful, like always seeing an infused reward when opening chests. This creates the fascinating decision where some runs I'm playing actively, micromanaging battles with precise spell timing, targeting specific threats, and it feels like tactics game where I'm in control. Other runs, I'm building for passive mana scaling, barely casting anything and just letting my team do their thing while I get massive stat bonuses. And you can hybrid it if you want. It means if you're in the mood to just chill and watch your team work, you kinda can. And if you want tactical control, that's here too. Most auto battlers force you into one mode. This gives you options. And then there's the meta progression. The masteries you can unlock for getting certain achievements can entirely change how you think about building your team, transforming some traits like intensity into even stronger ones like defiance. This can significantly add to your melee power. On top of all this, the game is divided into zones, and that's important because different zones have access to different unlocks and different units, meaning that you aren't just going to run the same team through the whole game. You're forced to adapt and learn new strategies, adding some much needed longevity to a genre that can be sorely lacking in that department. And lastly, positioning matters. I know what you're going to say, but Cobalt, positioning matters in all auto battlers. That's kind of true, but not like this. In Knightica, it matters what units are next to each other to grant bonuses, and you should arrange your units in the classic tanks first, then melee DPS, then casters strata. But in this game, I've had extremely difficult battles become 10 times easier by simply moving one piece to a different spot. This is because if given the opportunity, the enemy will flank you, take out your squishy units, and ruin you. Now, here's the problem. The UI isn't amazing. Specifically understanding what traits do and how they interact, what stats actually affect, requires a lot of hovering and menu diving. The game doesn't do a great job of surfacing information when you need it. This is a game about building synergies, but the game fights you on seeing the synergies super clearly. It gets better as you learn what icons mean, but for the first 5 or so hours, there's a lot of "I think this is good" uncertainty. For a tactics game, I expect a little bit better information design. It's functional, it's not game breaking, but it's a bit annoying sometimes. I will also say this plays into the difficulty curve of the game. It's not for everyone. I don't think I've played an auto battler this hard ever. That isn't to say that it's impossible, but the game punishes you for not utilizing all the tools at your disposal. You won't have many or any runs where you simply cobble together a random team with varying traits that don't have any synergy and brute force your way to the end. If learning systems and build crafting are not for you, you'll find this game to be punishingly difficult. However, in the case of Underboard, that's kind of a good thing, because there's a great amount of build variety here. The game doesn't have a solved optimal strategy yet. Every run feels like discovery, and because traits are randomized on draft, you're adapting to what the game gives you rather than forcing the same build every time. The depth is there. The replayability is there. The question is whether you're willing to learn somewhat obtuse UI to access that depth. Underboard is $14.99 at launch, and I've put 6 hours in, and I'm itching to get back and play some more. So is it worth your time and money? For me, that's a huge yes. Buy it at $15. This is an easy recommendation for me to make. If you want deep synergy building with tactical positioning in an auto battler format, if you love searching for interesting interactions between mechanics and thinking strategically, this provides that. UI takes some learning, but once you understand it, there's hours of content here. Wait if you're on the fence about auto battlers, and skip only if you need crystal clear UI and handholding tutorials, or tactical auto battlers just aren't your thing. Anyway, that's my final verdict on Underboard. This game is fantastic, and I really hope to be playing a lot more of it. You made it this far in the video, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to grow the channel right now, and every little bit helps. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. As always, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out.